to my channel, guys. It is Julz and I am with the very lovely, the very talented, the one and only Janina Vela. I am getting my dream collabs just ticked off one by one.
Oh my gosh.
And you were on it, so thank you so much for being here. Since we're talking about the new year, because it is the new year already, I wanted to kind of pick apart your brain and ask you resolutions that you've made for yourself or resolutions for 2019 that you think people should make in general. This could be about life, it could be about faith, relationships, career.
I think something simple, something that I started doing towards the end of the year is to read more books.
Good.
Which I have really been loving, not just novels, but really, I guess inspirational, self-help, not really self-help, but, well, personally, I'm reading books about politics, economics, and stuff like that.
She's reading, like, history.
Yeah, history.
Philippine history, man. Look at you.
Yeah, but I really like it because I feel like it just opens your brain so much more. Because I feel like there's so much trash on social media, and if you're just reading that all day long, it's just going to pollute your brain. But I feel like really choosing and what you read and what you choose to fill your brain with is very important. That's why I'm choosing to read a lot more books next year, probably a book a month at least.
Good. That's a really good goal. I think, like, on top of that, one of my goals is to filter content as well, because like you said, I mean, I want to number one lessen social media, and I think along with that is filtering content, because when you have so much of that in your brain, you don't know na yun nga eh, parang nako-corrupt na or napopollute na. So it's like I would rather be reading novels or blogs that kind of help you figure out life or just make you learn more about what's happening around you.
For sure. And then my second one is to be, I guess, to be more intentional with my vlogs in terms of inspiring others and for sharing about my faith. I feel like there's just so much more room for positivity, and that's so cliche, but you know, it's so real. There's so much bad content, like there's just crazy trash content, but I feel like if there's anybody who's supposed to be putting out good content, it's really the Christians. Something that I want to do next year, a lot about mental health, which I'm sure you understand.
Yes, definitely. Wait, I just wanted to ask you, Janina, because I was going through some of your vlogs, which, by the way, I love your content. You're so good, and I really want to know how you do your edits with the thumbnails. They're really nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but then you said something about how you weren't vlogging for a while because you just weren't in a good mental space. And can I talk to you a little bit about that? Is it okay if I ask you, like, what was going on? And you were even talking about comparison, which I feel is such a big thing in our generation nowadays. I get attacked with that so much, so.
I think when you decide to put out a vlog, or when you become like a social media influencer, just for the lack of a better term, you really give out so much of yourself. And the thing is, if you're not plugged into the right source, then you are really going to get emptied out. And for a while, I was not plugged into the right source, and I was not, my output was not for the right reasons as well. It just became robotic, and I was just like, okay, I have been doing this for 3 years, I'm going to be doing this for the next 3. It's just, you know, robotic motion. And then, you know, I realized that there was no more joy in it anymore. There was no more passion or anything. I guess it's, what happened? I don't know. No, I guess I lost my purpose and my calling. And the thing is, the skills will always be there. It's just when you lose sight of what you're supposed to be doing, or when you lose sight of your purpose, then that's when you get lost. So I didn't feel lost because I was so used to putting out the vlog, you know, so used to editing. But then when I looked at my content, I was like, wait, why am I doing this? You know,
you kind of always have to go back to I need to remind myself the purpose behind this, and like, what is God trying to say through me, or how am I, like you said, being a positive influence to the people who are watching this, because you have so many followers and so many people look up to you. So it's really important that what you're saying, the source of it, is coming from, of course, the Almighty God.
Yes, exactly. So it was that, plus I started to go through therapy for anxiety and depression.
Wow.
So that was something that obviously played a huge part in that. Right, I said that comparison is a thief of joy, and I feel like when you pretend to be happy, even if your joy is being stolen, and you suppress that emotion of just emptiness, that creates anxiety. Anxiety is the emotion of is actually the emotion of suppressed emotions, if that makes sense. That's when I have panic attacks, and that's when it comes out when I just suppress a lot of emotions. And then the depression part, it's kind of, for me, that's like a red flag. He's like, yo, there's something hella wrong with you right now.
Right.
So I guess I was dealing with all of that, figuring out this new season in my life that it was like, oh yeah, I'm not perfect. You know, it's like, oh okay, I have a lot of problems, I'm a broken person. But I think accepting your state and accepting where you are is the first step to progress.
Definitely.
And when I accepted that, then that's when I started, I guess the gears in my head and my heart started moving again. And I guess that's why I could start posting again, because it was, okay, I accept that I am broken, but I will do something about it, and I won't stay in this state.
In your line of work, and even in my line of work to a certain extent, it feels as if we constantly put this standard on ourselves, and it causes a lot of unnecessary pressure. When, if you think about it, like as a Christian, I always say, I try to remind myself that the pressure shouldn't be on me, the pressure's on God, because He's the big one, you know what I mean? I'm just, like, in biblical terms, a lowly servant, and I'm just doing what He's called me to do. But what happens is that you get around the world, and you know, we're humans, and so we battle a lot with our own inner anxieties and what we expect of ourselves, and we end up just like imploding, and it's just like, I just don't even want to do this anymore. Like there are days where I look at my life and I'm just like, I don't even think I want to do this anymore, God. You know what I mean? I just
give
like,
up.
Oh, throw the table. Can I just crawl into a corner and not come out? Yeah. That's really brave of you to share, though. Thank you for saying that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think I learned a lot about insecurity also, because insecurity, and that's connected to lack of faith. I feel like when you're insecure about, for me, I was insecure about my career or about God's plan for my life, then that kind of turned into lack of faith, because that's lack of trust in God's plan for me. And that's completely just not recognizing that God has made a, you know, a perfect plan for you. But it's saying, you know what, it's all up to me, you know, with my skills and whatever I can do to make my career flourish. But that's not at all how it's supposed to be. And that's what made me insecure, because I was focusing so much on what I can do and not what God is doing without me doing.
Yeah, I get that too. Like, I really fall into a rut of self-reliance as well, where I'm just like, no, but I'm supposed to be good at this. No, I know what I'm doing. And then before you know it, it's like you've outran God in the process of what He's trying to do with your life, or you just completely like shunned Him out. You know,
it's like
and
the
you didn't
strong,
even realize.
independent woman complex. It's just like, no, I can do it. I can do it.
You depended on me. So
exactly.
I think that's like another faith goal for me as well this year, is to be more intentional about how I seek Him. And like wait, because what I tend to do is I tend to rush into things because I think that I get the go signal, or I think that it's a step of faith. Where I'm actually just rushing.
You're just doing it because, you know, I feel like this is right.
Exactly. When it's just like His word for me has always been be still. Like, just wait and let me work on things, and stop trying to make things happen on your own strength, because if you do, things will happen, sure, but you will feel either burnt out at the end of it, or you'll feel purposeless. Also, I don't know if this is something that you have as a faith goal, is being intentional with people.
That was my next faith goal, but
good. No, share.
No, you finish first and then
Okay. I feel like being intentional with people, of course, is something that God commands to do, and so I think we get into this mindset where we're like, I have to contact this person, or I have to hang out with this person, or I have to meet up with this person. I don't want it to feel like a command. Like, I want it
not
to
forced.
Exactly. And then because of all the work that you're doing, and you know, I hear you, Janina, because like you're so young and you're so accomplished. For a young age, you've been so successful, but then you say things like, I only had 2 hours of sleep, or you say things like, it's been a long year, and stuff like that. But I see so much grace, and I see so much patience, and I know that's why God has blessed you so much, is because to whom He knows can handle the responsibility, He will give more responsibility. You're talented, so He gives more responsibility. But when you say things like that, I'm just like, oh man, this girl just needs some rest. She just needs some time with her family. She just needs some time to hang out with her friends, read a good book in the corner, turn her phone off, go get some coffee. Like, that's how I really want you to live your life. And I'm just looking at her and I'm just like, this girl has had to be so mature for her age, and you're doing a great job. I think on my end, if I could look back at 2018, I think that I was intentional, but I could have done better at making sure that my relationships were strong with people.
I think 2018, well, even 2017 was like a struggle for me in terms of relationships as well. Kind of a little bit different, but it was hesitating, you know. It's like letting new people into my life, and I think that's a faith goal that I have, and I want other people to have as well, is to let new people into your life. Because sometimes you're like, okay, I'm okay with this na lang, like this is fine, Lord, you bless you with one person. But the truth is God did not, or not even one person, like it's just you and me, God, you know, it's you and me against the world. But the truth is God didn't call us to be like the Lone Ranger. No, he called us to grow with people and to love people, every kind of person. Just letting, you know, people flow in and out of your life. I think a lot of my fear comes from, if I let them in, they're going to leave, and I know it. And the truth is, they might.
And I think we have to come to a point where we accept that. That people come and people go.
But you enjoy them for the time that God has given them with you. So I think everybody should, you know, try to push themselves. 2019. It's just allow people to flow in, bless them, let them bless you, and then if they flow out, then be glad that they had a time with you.
That was really good. I was just like, you know, sometimes whenever I bring people on, I just want them to talk. I don't even want to talk. I just want to sit there and listen, because you have so much wisdom. Also, I just wanted to say thank you for being even open about just the mental health struggles that you faced this past year. But I know that you're gonna have like a really great 2019. So much is in store for you, and all of those faith goals, as you give them to God, He's just gonna help you fulfill all of them. So I'm excited for you, and thank you for coming on my channel.
Thank you for having me.
Now we're about to worship the year out.
Literally, we are about to go lead worship.
Well, thanks again for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks guys for watching. Bye. God bless.